One of the most common questions I get asked is how can I maximize my chances of gaining an internal promotion? How can I maximize my chances of securing my first FD CFO job? So I wanted to give you 5 key tips in those areas. There's obviously other things you can do, but I think these are 5 key things that are top tips in this area. So number 1, make sure you have a focus. So make sure you have a focus for where your career is trying to go and what are the steps along that journey, and try and work your personal brand 1 year ahead of where you are currently. So if you're in a financial controller role and you're trying to ascertain and gain a head of finance role, operate as a head of finance. Make sure that the character and your personal brand that the internal reputation gives you is that of a head of finance, not of a financial controller. Always have in mind where your career needs to be in a year's time, 3 years' time, to ultimately get where you want to go to. Number 2, have a strong awareness of your strengths and development areas and take ownership and take responsibility for the development areas. So you're prioritizing becoming more well-rounded and you're prioritizing your own personal development. Internally, this will be seen as a great character and a demonstrate commitment to your career and also to the organization that you're currently working in. If you can leverage your key strengths whilst working on your development areas and be aware of them and humble and honest about them, it's only going to give you a better reputation internally. Number 3, it sounds quite obvious. It is quite obvious. Do great work. Like, always go above and beyond what is expected. So yes, you need to be timely, accurate, insightful with your work, but go that one step further. Go above and beyond, and managers and board members are always shocked at what you deliver because it's more than they were expecting. Always push. Number 4, be highly visible. So don't be that individual that does amazing work but then is quite quiet and sits in the corner and flies under the radar and misses out on opportunities. If you are delivering, make sure you're highly visible and that your work is noticed. Make sure if there's people that want to sponsor you around the organisation, you allow it and you encourage it. Make sure that you are noticed at key meetings. Make sure you're making more of an impact. It might be outside of your comfort zone from a kind of a personality, character perspective, but you need to sometimes push the boundaries from a personal perspective to make sure you're noticed and give yourself that maximum opportunity of being in the right conversation at the right time. And finally, it's seeing change as an opportunity. There's obviously always lots of change in the world, as we've noticed, but also loads of change in organisations. If one of your colleagues leaves a role, can you take on more of their responsibilities if it's a development area that will help you with your long-term career trajectory? If there's an acquisition going on or a fundraise going on, can you be involved on it? So see change as an opportunity, specifically if it's about more responsibility or taking on something that will help with your development areas. So I think all of these things, these 5 things should help significantly with your focus and you achieving kind of an internal promotion. I also think the final thing is just be humble and honest to your bosses and to the board around what your aspirations are, and that you're aware that that's not going to happen overnight, but you're committed to kind of delivering and doing what is needed to get you that role. So I hope that helps, and I'll speak to you all soon.